Hello everyone and welcome to Connors of Spear Tier 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here in mighty Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. Welcome Lewis, you're here in the commentary box with me as always. How are you doing, mate?
Hello everyone, I'm very well thanks Thomas. It's always a special occasion for Monaco. You never quite know what you're going to get with this race. It's so tricky to not get a wing damage. I mean, this and Singapore, but I think this one even more. Just how narrow, no straights really to sort of have a break, and it's many laps of it. So yeah, very much looking forward to the race. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I know it's dry right now, but
I've got a message from Matty who says that it's gonna be a full wet race around Monaco. No
We've had this before.
way.
We've commentated on this before, I'm sure. I think it was a Tier 2 race back in the day that we commentated on a wet Monaco. But it's been a while. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had a crazy wet race around Singapore back in the day. I don't know if it was with you or with Jordan, but I remember there was a full wet race as well around Singapore, so that actually took almost 2 hours to complete the whole race. Well, I haven't seen it in a very long time. I haven't done it in a very long time. So yeah, with Monaco, with rain, I know people are already asking if it's gonna be red for the full race. I know it will be raining at the start, but don't quote me on the rest of the race. But the start will be wet. So yeah, let's actually get some games on because now it's all good.
Because that's going to be crucial in terms of what setup in that case do you run. If it's wet all race, the problem is Monaco, track position is still key. So I would have thought, obviously the wing's not much different because you run a high wing anyway around here. So really, if there's only going to be change in setup, it's going to be more in the actual ride height, that type of thing.
The thing around here is you're running a pretty high downforce setup anyway, so it's not going to change that much compared to rain. But like you said, the ride height, of course, you're going to be running a little bit higher ride height. Other than that, maybe changing a little bit with the brake pressure to make sure you don't lock up that much. But other than that, there's not much that's gonna change, I assume. Overtaking will be even harder, if not impossible, unless someone makes a mistake. And it will be very important to keep it clean, because I think we will see a lot of debris on the track by people putting their car into the wall.
So Muzz is coming across the line now, just under a tenth shy of Sygate's previous best, 111.1. Expect those times to tumble.
Yeah, let's do. Oh, Dylan with a 110.8, and there goes Urix Gods with a 109.5. Let's actually do some housekeeping. We've got J Law in. He is in the racing point. He's still in the pit, so I can't select him. He is replacing JSEC, who unfortunately can't be here for the next. He is in the chat though. Happy days, but yeah, he won't be able to race for the next 2, maybe even 3 weeks, so that's not something you love to see. A little bit depressed about that one, not gonna lie. We've got LSF1 Baker in, like last week as well, if I'm not mistaken. He is replacing Justin in the Red Bull. Other than that, we've got the casual guys in here, the full permanent drivers in here, so yeah, 18 drivers with the 2 reserves, full grid for Monaco. Haven't seen that in a very long time.
Absolutely. So yeah, interesting to see what later on the weather is going to be throughout. Oh, Dan just hit the wall. I guess he was on a second attempt. He only kissed it, so probably only got didn't get wing damage. He got away with that well. Who else we got on a time? Jay Prentice is on a second lap. A few slow cars in the tunnel as well, but yeah, I think Jay Prentice is doing another lap, looks like.
Fair enough. I'm currently on board with Charlie. He's going through the last corner now, on towards the start finish line. What is Charlie gonna do? It's gonna be, oh my days! He had to avoid, that was a Mercedes I think, or a McLaren. Either way, he had to avoid the car coming out of the pits. He almost ran into the back of it, but he puts in a 110.8, which brings him up into P8.
And Kelster's, we lost Kelster. Maybe that's just through internet. We'll join back on.
Should have enough invites. If not, then I will send him one. Let's actually go on board with Connell. He's had a name change, but it's still Connell. So let's see what he can do. He showed some great pace last week. He's in the RS Mode 0 though, so I don't think he is pushing at the moment. Showed some great pace last week, where he actually took the win as well. So that was a really good performance from Connell there. And we spoke to him at the interviews last week, where he said he was definitely aiming for the Constructors title and he was hoping to challenge for the Drivers Championship. So let's see what he can do today. Kelsweg left again. He is having some problems with his internet. Or it's this lobby, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, well, whatever it is, he's back in now. Connell is going into the final turn now. DRS open. Use all the power, shorten that line, and it is P2 for now. 1 minute 9.720.
It is P6 for CRX Mars with 110.1. Really close, by the way, from P3 till P6.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's some close stuff.
It makes sense. Shortest lap on the calendar, so it's going to be very close throughout these qualifying times compared to, well, to be fair, I was going to say Belgium, obviously, but Belgium was super close as well, despite that being the longest circuit on the calendar. It's just, yeah, it's a close tier. It's going to be fireworks, this race. And, still got 9.5 minutes left of qualifying, and people, obviously you can get 3 sets of softs, but will people be saving a set of softs?
I was on board with Joe and he had Dylan in front. Dylan actually clipped his front wing coming out of San Devo turn 1. So that's his qualifying lap over already. He has to come back into the pits. Actually want to mention something about Joe here. He is running without ABS for the first time. He did it last Sunday in his other league. And he even missed the pit entry. That was how bad it was. I know he improved. And he puts in a 110.0, so that's not too bad either. But with the rain coming up, it's gonna be a real challenge for him. So definitely keep an eye out for the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah, it's not the easiest tracks to do ABS on. We'll stop ABS on. I think we got someone off.
Ooh, that's an Alpha Tauri, and I'm going on board with Robert. That is Golden into the wall. But he is back running again.
It doesn't look like he's got damage either, so it's a bit of a weird one.
To get out of the way of Baker. Yeah, he gets out of the way of Baker. He's almost standing still on the track. Don't know why, because no one is getting past. He needs to watch out for the Ferrari though. But it is all good. Oh, I thought he picked up damage. Yeah, he was waiting. Okay, fair enough. Interesting place to let someone through.
Those tyres are going to be stone cold right now.
They are. Oh, and there is yellow coming out of Casino.
Yeah. It was a Haas running wide, I think. It was... Oh, it was a Renault with front wing damage. Oh, and the Haas hits the back of it. K-Mark hits the back of a Renault and has to abort. I don't know if it was an in-lap already. No, that wasn't.
It was CRX Mars who got in the way.
It's the problem in Monaco. If you're on an out-lap or an in-lap, you've got to be looking at the map, making sure you don't get in the way of people, because they're going to be coming at such different speed, and you don't have the track to get out of the way. So you've got to make sure you just got to step on the throttle and get into an area where you can get out.
That is Reggae. He was coming close to Dan and he actually ran into the wall at Raskas. Wing damage for Reggae. I'm so tempted to pronounce his name in Dutch, but then everyone is gonna slate me for that one. So I'm trying to remember that it's reggae. Rogge. That's sort of. And then everyone is gonna hate on the fact that. Yeah. You're just jealous you can't pronounce it.
Yeah, it sounds like a furball. Joking.
It's like cutting wood.
I'm totally chill. That I can't.
Yeah,
do
exactly,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Let's actually go on board with Steve. He wasn't gonna race until like 20 minutes before the race actually started. So let's see what he can do. He is taking the Nova chicane very cautiously. How is he going through Tabak? It's all good, not too impressive. Just a safe lap from Steve. Because like you can push, but if you make a mistake and you're not qualifying up the field, then it's gonna be a very tough race. So you better get your lap time in. And he's got time enough to put in another lap after this one. He is putting in a 111.0 for now, P17. Not that big of an improvement, but he's still got some time left for another lap.
Yeah, he's one of those, you've got to just do laps around this track to build confidence and know where you can get away with driving harder. And you just get in that rhythm, you get in the zone. Oh, Dan's crashed. He is in the wall. But it's one of those tracks you just need to get in the zone, and it just almost becomes like a blur. You're just focusing on repetition and before you know, and then all of a sudden you can actually not crash and do a quick lap time. But Steve's going for another attempt. It's just he's going to be run out of power very shortly.
Currently on board with Roland, and it's looking like a pretty solid lap time, to be honest, with 110.0 for now, really close to the time of Joe and the time of Jay Prentice. So let's see what he can do through the Nova chicane. Make sure you don't invalidate, which he doesn't. Really well done by Roland through the back. Oh, and this is the difference with Steve, which we saw before. The speed Roland carries through the back actually shows that he is much more on it. Golden gets out of the way pretty nicely. And now is Roland on towards the line with no ERS left, on towards the line. And it's a P2 for the captain. Really well done by Roland in the Ferrari.
Yeah, excellent driving. It looked very good, very quick. There are 4 minutes to go and people have only one more run really. Roland is on course for a front row start, but a lot can happen still. It's so close in that top 10 that 6/10 covers the top 10. A couple of attempts here or there, or even an attempt, can massively make a difference in this front field.
100%. Mazza is about to start his lap. So let's see what Mazza can do, but he already invalidates going through Sandevo. So that's his qualifying lap over already. He keeps it in ERS mode too. I don't know why, because just save it. Or is he pushing to get back into the pitch, change to another set of tires and go again? That could be an option as well.
Yeah, I think I'd be cutting it fine though.
3 minutes going into the pit. They got a little bit more time, of course, because we're a little bit further ahead. Oh, it's gonna be very close, but I think he's pushing to make his way back to the pits. I should go on board with Dylan, as I think he is pushing as well. We saw him losing a little bit of his front wing on his last flying lap. Can he improve this time with a 110.8? That was pole position for like 2 seconds earlier on in this session. Oh, as he had a little bit of a twitchy back end coming out of the Nova chicane, flew tabak. And he's given up on this lap, I think. Yep, he did. Oh, it's busy now.
Yeah, quite a few people on there making their way out now. Musa has got back in the pits, so he's going to try and rush this one. And as ever, they're never in a rush, those mechanics.
Here goes Charlie. He is about to start, which will be his last lap. For the one people watching, all welcome to you guys. Happy you are here once again for the end of the Monaco qualifying session. One of the most important sessions for all the drivers. as overtaking is pretty much impossible around here. Charlie is already improving by almost 2/10. That's gonna bring him at least up towards P14 in front of Dan. Can he improve even more? I don't know how good his sectors were. So let's see what he's gonna do through sector 2 on the limit before going into the tunnel. Coming out of the tunnel towards the OFL chicane. What can Charlie do? Braking late, braking deep. Make sure you don't invalidate, which he doesn't. Get a good exit, which he did as well. Put the buck, which will be the end of sector 2. He's improving by 2.5 Can he improve even more through sector 3? Swing push section here. Roskas on the right hand side. Pit entry as well. Last corner, turn 19. On towards the start finish straight. DRS wide open with a little bit of ERS left. On towards the line as Charlie puts in 110.4 and he has to move out of the way again.
Yeah.
But now it was Dylan. I think yes, it was.
As Baker says fastest lap. Baker goes provisional pole on 19.5. Just. But the Gods is on an out lap. Roland is on an out lap.
Harold is pushing.
Pushing, yeah.
Yep.
He's 1,000th down on his previous best. But he's only on sector 1. Sector 2 is about to be. Oh, he's done the classic case of turning on the inside wall a little bit too tight. Back end clips, that's it. Is he? Well, luckily he has. I don't know if he has time to actually do another lap.
Yes. Because we saw Dylan coming out of the pits in front of Charlie, and Harold was already further down the field. Time remaining. No, Kelsweg actually finished.
Yeah.
Is the time actually correct this time now?
See.
Nope, it isn't. No, Harold can go again. Yeah, fair enough. It's probably because Kelsweg is still in the pits. That it shows it. Oh, Connell improves to a 19.2. Let's actually see where's the Renault of Gods. He is coming out of the tunnel now, but he is 1.5 down and he has clipped his front wing. So Gods is not gonna improve. Robert to P2 with a 109.3.
Roland's nearly he's a 10.5 up on his previous best. This could be again a P3. He goes wide though in the final turn.
Terrible last corner.
Yeah, that could have cost him. It has done. He's not. And look, he's dropped to P6 with all the improvements around him. Harold is a 10.5 down on his previous best. He's desperately going for it as Steve has crashed in the middle of the track. Oh, he breaks. He goes late though. So easy to do. Here comes Harold. What's he gonna do? P4. How many? I think there's one more.
No.
Dylan. He's 400s down. He's not on a good pace though. He's actually down on what he did before. Oh, and he's lost it.
Huh? How did he do that?
Wheel spin. He lost traction.
He's gonna get disqualified because of this. Oh, he's been a lucky boy.
Oh, he's P17 anyway, but yeah, it's just wheel spin. Asking too much throttle.
So, Kelster hasn't been able to put in a lap. That's probably down towards his connection issues. Golden, little bit off the pace, not that much though. Well, very close at the top with Connell taking pole position. Over P2, Baker actually being really good in P3. Harold P4, he got pole position the last 2 rounds. Now in P4, needs to get used to that one. God's really good performance. K-Mark P6, Roland will be unhappy with his P7 as he was on for a really good result, but unfortunately he made a mistake on the last corner.
It's taken him a while to, there we go.
Yep, there we have it.
It's a short track, I suppose.
Connell P1, Robert P2, Baker P3, Harold P4, Gods P5, Kmark P6, Ronan P7, Mars P8, Reggae P9, Jay Prentice P10, Joe P11, J-Law P12, Saigate P13, Charlie P14, Dan P15, Massa P16, Dylan P17, Steve P18, Gordon P19 and Kelswag 20th place. The only thing I'm hoping for is that the... how do you call it? The timing is like correct this time, where we don't have a car that's put in last place who's actually driving a P1. That would be lovely. For the people who haven't noticed it, it's gonna be pouring down at the start of the race.
And there it is.
For at least 45 minutes. Oh my days.
This is going to be interesting. Now, 45 minutes, I would have thought, would mean it would
Pretty
be
much the whole race.
pretty much the whole race, yeah.
Yeah. So good luck to everyone out on track.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. How many will we have left by the end of the race?
Yeah, we don't want any podium predictions. Get rid of the podium predictions. We want to see how many drivers are finishing tonight.
We've had records before where like 9 people finished, and that was normally Singapore. Singapore is one of those tracks you actually tend to have a bigger DNF rate.
True.
Than...
I remember
I
season 2, Baku, where we had like 8 people finishing. We saw it at the beginning of this season at Spa, where Steve got the final point because Shane crashed on the last lap.
Yeah. But here we go. These guys, a lot of them, I'm sure, have not done any practice in heavy wet weather around this track. So this is, I mean, if I was going to be in anyone's shoes right now, I'd want to be Connell's. Because the spray is such a drawback. And that's working very well with reality, because in real life, if you're not the leading car in the wet, it's very hard to go at your normal pace because your visibility is that hits that much harder. You're at the front. You've got uninterrupted view. You can go brake whenever you want, accelerate. It's a clear map ahead. So he's definitely got the advantage. As Golden is obviously, we've got a few people actually disqualified. That must have been through contact.
Actually, I saw the pit stop prediction in the bottom of our screens. Do you think people are not gonna make a pit stop, or do you think people are gonna make a pit stop right here?
Interesting. I think it will make a pit stop because just for the fact that the tyres will, I'm sure, unless the tyres don't wear, obviously. But I think the problem is you're going to have is your tyres will wear out anyway, so you might as well pit, because otherwise, if you leave it too late, you're going to get undercut. So
yeah, true, good point.
It's one of those. I don't think the wets are designed to last, even though on a track like this, which is so low wearing. Just can't see full wets lasting 39 laps around here.
We've got some inside information from Matty Robbo once again. He says, I have 3 drivers here with me saying they can't see a thing. I'm assuming that's Dan, Joe and Jay Prentice. I'm pretty sure they are. Those names.
Well, look how many we've already had disqualified.
If this is a sign.
Yeah, things are going to get tasty. Live at the Monte Carlo.
Get tasty, baby.
Yeah.
So, everyone lining up to the grid for one part of the triple crown. We've got Connell on pole position, Robert in P2, Baker in P3, and the pole sitter of the last 2 weeks in P4. It's Monaco, it's heavy rain, it's bright red lights, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's a really good start from Connell, it's a really good start from Robert, although it's Harold already past Baker. Yes, he is. Oh, it's a Haas into the wall, and that's Kmark. Kmark must have picked up damage.
Oh, and they all almost making contact. They're having to be super careful.
Virtual safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna run into the. Oh my days, that was Charlie running into the back. Yep, gets a 5-second penalty for it. He couldn't do much about it, to be brutally honest. And well, you saw that one coming from a mile away.
I was on board with Connell for the first corner, and I was thinking he ain't gonna make the corner. He just about avoided hitting the wall in turn one. I thought, oh, he's broken too late. His heart would have stopped at that moment. But thankfully, he got away with it. That would have been a real embarrassing moment. But yeah, it looks like we must be going back to green very soon. And this is just going to help the leaders spread out so much. Oh, Robert went past Connell there briefly with the VSC. But he should have got away with it. A few penalties picking up already.
It's Dylan gaining 4 positions. Charlie gaining 4 positions. It's Roland up by 2. Harold will be pretty happy with the 1 position he gained, as we've got green conditions once again. He is now up into the podium, and there's already a big gap between Baker and Roland.
Yeah, massive gaps. They're spread out. I know.
It was Harold almost losing the car. We will see that often. Oh, there's a big pile up with Charlie. Look at what happened with Charlie. Odds chaos at the back. It is Joe losing positions left, right, and center.
Yeah, people being adventurous in these conditions, trying to make moves. Yeah, a lot of people getting damaged in that opening lap. And Connell, he's not pulling away from Robert or Harold. Oh, in fact, Robert's having a look in the hairpin bend. Better off it. Down the straight they go, through the tunnel, the only bit that's dry. Getting back in the wet. And to be fair, yeah, Robert's looking very racy. He's right up on the back. Oh, Connell! Careful! That back end getting loose. He almost went into the wall and got more damage. Has to be careful.
We're putting a lot of pressure onto the racing point. Harold can't keep up. It's 1.4 seconds. Oh, safety car! It's Golden. We lost it in front, even before the Novo chicane. Let's actually get on board with J Law, as you can probably still see Golden there coming out of the tunnel. Yep, there we see it. The Alpha Tauri.
Oh, vapor. Luckily, Golden's a ghost. This gives all those guys that pitted a chance to catch up now. And I'm surprised. I suppose it's only lap 3, there's no point pitting right now. You don't need to pit. But yeah, those guys now, they've got a second chance, they can come back into this.
Look at these conditions.
Yeah.
This is insane. I remember last season where we drove a red race with EU1 around Canada, and those conditions were poor, but that was still Canada. This is Monaco. It's even worse.
Absolutely. These are, I mean, on board cameras, they're showing just how hard it is.
R3 in the chat. He just got finessed by the test system. You love to see it. So yeah, let's actually do a little bit of a summary for 3 laps of action. Big winners: Dylan, Steve, Kelster, Seiget as well. Big losers are Sirius Maas and K-Mark. Matty in the chat said that K-Mark ran into the side of Joe because he wanted to go into the pits. I don't know if that has something to do with visibility or just not knowing that Joe was there. Well, strange situation. Charlie picks up 3 seconds under safety car conditions. That's impressive as well. Yeah. Other than that, all good.
Yeah, probably going to have another lap, I would have thought, on the safety car. Still got a few guys that haven't yet caught up in the... it's such a short lap. It's actually you can end up very easily being half a lap down if you're the people in the back had a pit stop. So it takes a while to catch up. Oh, Connell scares me with his throttle input.
Yes, agree.
I can see him, especially with worn wets, having a moment.
The co-commentator is Lewis, mate, Tom Robo. As always.
Happy to report for duty.
Let's see, it's still Charlie, Mazza and Dan to close back into the field. I reckon the safety car is gonna come into the pits on this lap. We will know it at the end of sector 2, but they will be catch up before the end of sector 2. And then we get back going again. You love to see it.
Yeah, look at the view of Harold. Harold's view is shocking, like with that spray. And that's the thing with this track. It's so hard to follow because you got to try and rely with that deteriorated view, not hitting a wall, not carrying too much speed. It's super dodge, and they got to start all over again now.
Safety car for another lap, unfortunately.
Another lap.
Yeah, Charlie didn't close back in. Although I still expect the safety car to come in, but nonetheless, well.
Safety car don't care.
Yeah, well, to be honest, in actual F1, in these conditions, we would have had a safety car, but we would have had it from the start, and we would have had it still. So we're quite fortunate that the safety car is gonna come in next lap.
Now, can you imagine if they implemented that into the game, where it's heavy rain, so we're going to start?
Mate.
People would hate that.
Yeah, that would probably be the most boring thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah. Commentating over a race behind the safety car.
We'd have to come up with games, with like quiz at Monaco, or like wherever the track was. We'd have to come up with a quiz of some sort.
Yeah, we're just gonna put in random stuff.
Yeah, while the race is being neutralised, here's a nice family quiz. Yeah, literally. It's but we don't have to worry about that because it's not real life. We did Harold almost crashed in the tunnel there. Even in safety car conditions, it's still a bit dodge. Some of these guys are being a little bit too on the edge of trying to get their tyres up to temperature.
Oh, it was Baker almost running into the back of Harold there. That was pretty close. We've got... Actually get the damage on screen. I know that Golds, because I can see in the chat, has 25% wing damage on the left hand side. So it's not looking good for him, especially not in these kind of conditions. I think other than that.
What this does help though is if the odd increase in the chat. So Charlie's retired.
Oh my days, at a Nova chicane, what did he do? Can't focus on that one. We have to focus on Connell as he is about to restart his Monaco Grand Prix. When is he gonna go? Oh, yeah. I think he's gonna go now. Yes, he is. What that was? Oh!
Oh, he's hit the wall! And that's the wheel spin for
you.
Damage
on the right hand side. Connell with big wing damage.
Yeah, he just wheel spins all the way up the hill.
44% on the right front wing. He will be a boat. that's humor.
That's what
Great banter.
I worried. Yeah, fantastic. That's what I was saying. I worried about his throttle input, and I was more worried about when the tyres were worn. But obviously, fresh. He's not got in a rhythm yet before the virtual safety car earlier on, the safety car just now. These guys haven't got in a rhythm yet, and he got caught out. And he's going to be kicking himself. The good thing is, he can protect himself. He can defend, and if it's not too bad, when he does do his pit, he could risk not getting the wing change as long as he's still in a competitive position.
True,
it all depends on how hard he can keep these guys behind him.
Yeah, the thing is, we saw Robert already being pretty close before he picked up his wing damage. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming the pressure is gonna get even more the next couple of laps. Yeah, look how close Robert is.
But can
He will be
pass?
looking to overtake. Oh! Is he gonna do it in Raskas? No, he's not. Oh, he was having a look.
What's Coronel going to do here?
And he stays out, which is probably a smart move. I would have done the same, to be brutally honest.
You'd be in the back of the queue and not being able to make any
Yeah,
progress.
exactly. Yeah. And people at the back now are gonna pick up wing damage. They will have to stop. And you look already the gap they put away towards like Reggae in P6. That's insane with wing damage. So he can just do his thing. But if he's gonna get the victory, that's another.
Oh, it's very... Oh, he's got a good run. Again, Connell can just shut the door. For Connell, he's just not going to get caught out. Robert's going to try and force him into breaking too late and going either off-road or into the wall. Because that's really the only way, unless he gets a good run through the tunnel, but it's always tricky coming out of this corner here, going to the tunnel. And he has got the better downforce, but yeah, seems to be pretty even. He's not using his overtake button either. Oh, he's getting close though. Yeah.
Look at these conditions, it's insane.
Yeah.
Is like if I was Robert, then like you know where the weak point of Connell is, and that is right here on exit for the start finish straight, because he's weaving all over the track to get the pedal down as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So maybe try and focus on exits, because it's probably not gonna work trying to outbrake him, because there's no way you're gonna keep your front wing intact.
Oh, yellow in sector 2 is a crash.
It's a Renault coming out of the tunnel. He's doing a golden.
Pass.
Sorry, Golden, I know you're in the chat.
Yeah,
Oh no,
he's
he's kept going again.
Yeah, he's still going, but he must not have any. He has got wing. He's just got no grip on those tyres. He could be crashing. That car is so loose. Yeah. Still, Connell leading by 3/10 ahead of Robert, and Harold 9/10 behind the Williams driver. Connell now getting in a rhythm, and really, this is, it's hard to overtake in the dry. It's definitely hard to overtake in the wet.
100%. Oh, Baker, that could be lag as well, but he made contact with the wall. He can't keep up with pace in front.
Connell's he was very lucky there. Connell, the inner outside back of outside rear, clipped the barrier. Got a little bit of a drift, but nothing too major to turn the car all the way around. Still holds lead for now.
With the ERS management of Robert, he is trying to get past, but it's just not working at this point. Is he gonna do a little bit of a dummy? Oh, he's having a look. It's gonna be enough, and Harold is there to react if needed.
Imagine if he just dived down the inside of their head. That would be...
That's like a flashback to my thoughts on the Hamilton and Verstappen battle 2 seasons ago, where I was like, come on, do it, and he did it second to last lap. But here's Robert, and I think he's gonna do it now.
Well, he can defend. Connell can defend.
He defended pretty well, actually.
Yeah, it's tricky to make the move stick. It's just not a lot of room for these big F1 cars. Nowadays, it's hard.
I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I don't want to miss this battle, but there's a big battle going on for P8 as well between Shygate and Dylan, the two Dutchies. I don't want to miss that, but I don't want to miss the overtake Robert is gonna make on Connell, if that is gonna happen. He is probably not gonna do it. Going into
This
turn
lap
1.
anyway.
No, he's not. Okay, let's quickly go to Sygate because maybe he's gonna get overtaken by Dylan. No, he's not either. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's uneven outside. Yeah, Sygate and Dylan, really the close battle. The other close battle going on at the moment. Jay Prentice watching on in P10. Steve's comfortably 7.5 seconds behind. Steve not enjoying the wet at all.
But
Unfortunately.
he's in P11. Only one more retirement in front of him, and he's in the points again.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how simple it is.
It's got a couple of seconds of gap between him and Jay Lawler. Joel Granger's just gone official. Just gone fastest lap. 3-lap all wets. Now, here's the thing. Obviously with the safety car, in theory, we may have, may give it a better chance of drying up towards the end of the race. Because obviously the race got neutralised for a few laps. But if you feel like you're not going to be able to do one set of wets for the whole wet period of this race.
Oh, I have to go. Oh, it's Dylan and Sygate making contact. Dylan wants to go for a move into Raskas and no!
Yeah, I was always going to end up in that situation. Then Sygate's in the wall again. They both got wing damage. Yeah, it was just ego there, getting the better of them.
Jay Prentice makes full use of that one. He got past both. And now Steve is only 4 seconds away with both drivers in front having wing damage. That's how quickly it goes, Lewis.
Massive wing. Oh, and the McLaren.
No, I missed it. It's Robert going for a move into the hairpin and he actually got past. Is it Harold now going around the outside as well? If I just switched earlier, then I would have got both. Now I only got one. We saw the end of it. Connell remains in front of Harold, but Robert got past.
Yeah, and now watch Robert pull away. Harold is going to be desperately trying to find a way past. Because this could be Robert's victory here. Robert already massively pulling away. 2 seconds, the gap. So that just shows you how much it's an issue for Connell. And really at that rate, you'd want to say for Connell, I think there's no choice. He's got to keep staying out. Because he is starting to spread away further from the rest of the field. But may have to risk it and go and get a new wing, hit fresh tyres, and then try and get some inroads on the rest of them because he's going to lose a lot of time now to Robert unless he wants to just consolidate that E3.
Yeah, Robert is flying. We're probably not going to see him back unless a safety car comes out. But now all the pressure is on Harold to get past Connell as well. Dylan retires in the pits. He's given up on this one.
Yeah. It's such a slow corner, that Lowe's hairpin. The slowest corner on the calendar all season. No cars will be going any slower than what they've done. Now Harold's got a good run. He's right up on tucked behind. And again, you've got to be right there if you're going to want to make a move to the bus stop. He just isn't.
Yeah, it's the fact of Connell having to defend and the wing damage that is giving Robert so much time to pull away. 3.8 seconds in a little bit more than a lap. That's insane pace from Robert, but also shows how bad the wing damage is for Connell.
Yeah, 4.5 seconds already. We're going to see a fastest lap set by Robert here. Or not.
No fastest lap yet. I think it was Joe with the fastest lap, wasn't it?
It is, yeah.
Let's actually get the test system. It is Joe with a 126.1. Last lap for Robert was a 126.2. So only a tenth off.
Yeah, it's very close. They're catching up to the back marker, Kelster, who's not. I don't think that's actually Kelster, is it? I think it might be the Ghost. It's a struggle to get around the hairpin there for Connell. Massively struggling now with those one. The front's obviously worn quicker. It's the looking outwards, and the rear's obviously wearing. So it's getting harder now, harder and harder for him to keep Harold back. The car just doesn't turn on the front end at all.
Skelsweg getting out of the way.
Oh, it's the wall again. It's that damage.
And I don't know if you saw it, but I completely missed it. But Roland is up into P4 and he overtook Baker.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Well, I wanted to change to tires or something, but Robert puts in a false lap, 125.9. I'm just gonna keep it on position change because everyone knows that they're on wet tires, so there's no point showing the tires.
And only 4 people with penalties so far.
They're keeping it clean. Well, to be brutally honest, it isn't that hard to keep it clean. You've got, of course, the Nova chicane, where picking up a penalty is pretty easy, and turn 1. But other than that, it's quite an okay track for penalties.
Agreed. Yeah, you normally pay the price by getting wing damage in a wall. It's not an advantage.
Yeah.
Other than the bus stop, really, and the other chicane. Roland he's 2 seconds behind Connell and Harold, but he is making inroads. So expect. Oh no! We got a crash. The Red Bull, sorry, Baker. He's retired. He clipped coming out of bus stop, and we got VSC. He clipped as you exit the bus stop. He clipped that wall on the left-hand side, and it put him into the wall on the right-hand side.
Is Connell gonna pit?
I mean,
stays out. Harold is in. Harold is into the pits.
Do the opposite of what Connell's doing.
Which is a smart move, I would say. Reggae is in, Gods is in.
Yeah, Connell should have done that. Connell should have took that opportunity, because all these guys now at neutralised speeds, Harold's not going to lose. I don't think Harold's going to lose any positions here.
Well, he will have fresher tyres, and he will close into Connell again, because Connell will just be losing too much time. So he will be closing in anyway. On fresher tyres, no, Roland picks up a drive-through. You hate to see it.
That's a new phrase there. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Well. You hate to see it.
Oh no.
Oh, he's in such a good position as well, but fortunately for him, there's a big gap between everyone. But yeah, unlucky with Baker.
Yeah, Steve is going to be a mobile chicane for the rest of the field in P6. He's doing the same as Connell is doing in P2. I don't know if Steve's got wing damage, but this is just Steve trying to score some points.
And Steve
you can't blame him.
Train.
Yeah,
he has no wing damage either, by the way.
No wing damage, but they all bought a ticket for the Steve train.
All aboard the Steve train.
Oh, but Steve got a terrible exit. Is it J Law going for a move down the inside? No, he thinks better of it.
Yeah, it's so dodgy.
Steve will be under pressure for the rest of the race if it stays like this.
Yeah, that's intense to do that, especially bad enough in the dry, let alone the wet.
Roland into the pits. He is serving his drive-through penalty. He is coming out of the pits in P4. Is Reggae gonna overtake him? No, he's not. But he will be on fresh tires and Roland will be on worn tires. Like now it's time to get the tires up on screen, because now it actually makes sense. It is, oh, you haven't heard that voice crack. Robert P1 and Connell P2 both haven't pitted yet. The question will be, are they gonna pit? Because it's not required now with these wet conditions. Harold in P3 has made his pit stop. Roland not made a pit stop yet. Reggae on fresh wets with Steve and J Law haven't pitted. And we got Cygate and Mazza on the Inters.
Oh, I saw wing damage. Oh, that's alright. It's Robert being caught up by back markers. It's K-Mark. He's just got more wing damage, and the Renault as well of Mars. It's got bad wing damage. So Robert. So just so you know, we got a retirement in sector 3.
It's in the
That's
pits. Before, before you got what you're gonna mention, Inters are quicker at this stage in the race.
Has the rain?
What I can see, yes. Yeah, the rain it got a little bit less. From what I can see, it's not. It's still not great, but it's improving.
And we got people changing.
Follow into the pits on Inters.
And Saigate and Muzza have also gone on to Inters.
Is that maybe the reason why the people stayed out on the wets? Because they knew it was gonna be Inters yet! Steve got clipped going into the pits. And he will be fuming about that one. He got clipped by Jay Prentice.
Green juice penalty. Yeah, they're all pitting. They're all in the pits. Steve, it worked out well for Steve. Unfortunately, though, like you say, he got clipped. Because that pit stop window, he saved himself a pit while Harold is going to have to pit again. So, McConnell has got some clean air around him. Now, how are those Inters going to do on lap times? He is 8.9 behind Reggae, and he is actually catching him. So, and Reggae's on 2 lap old wets, so it's not like he's on old wets. So you're right, Inter is the tire to be on now.
Steve actually pitted for wets.
Oh no.
Steve. He can be like, I can't say it on stream. It could be a glitch in the game where it gave him wets when he selected Inters. But if that's not the case and he truly wanted to go onto the wets, then that's a big mistake.
Yeah. It is quicker. Connell is, well, starting to catch up. And Roland and Reggae are pitting.
Everyone in the chat is now putting in the F. Oh, that really made me laugh. You love to see it. Roland coming out on Inters like Lewis mentioned before, and he is gonna come out ahead of Golds. Is Golds gonna split him and Reggae? No, he's not. He tried it, but he got a terrible exit coming out of Sandevo, and that's wing damage once again. Or did he? Oh, that's the wing damage he had already. Never mind.
So Saigate is on course then. He's P7 at the moment, but catching God's quite considerable rate. Muzza is up in the P8, Jay Prentice 9th. Steve is still P10, but like we mentioned, he is on the wet tyre, so he is going to be creating another choo-choo train once again. Because it's definitely, those wets are starting to overheat. Oh, he's got no grip. And the guys on the Inters are all over the back of him. He's going to have to pit, surely. Shame.
Shame for Steve, as he was in the points. People on those Inters will be... They're almost pushing him through the lap. Is the Racing Point gonna get a better exit through the tunnel? Is he gonna outbrake him into the Nova chicane? Let's wait and see. No, he's not. Maybe on exit. Maybe on exit. No, still not enough.
Yeah, the top two on wins. I don't know if it's a mistake because Connell is 6.4 behind Harold. 16.4. That's coming down to 16.2. Oh,
my days. Steve is doing like Gymkhana around here.
Yeah.
Ken Block is getting jealous. Oh, it's a Racing Point going around the outside into Sandevo. Yes, he's done it.
Yeah, Steve's got just no grip, no traction whatsoever. He really can do everything. But that is him outside the points now. And positions 9 to 15 all have penalties. If Jay Prentice joins, because we've got one in 7th as well who's got a penalty. If Jay Prentice joins in, that'll be literally from the the remaining drivers all the way to P7 have penalties. The top guys,
Oh.
no penalties.
Yeah, this is where the OCD kicks in, and we want Mazda to drop to P8.
Yeah.
No shot to Mazda, but it's just purely to make it look better.
Well, Jay Prentice is equal on pace, 2.3 behind Monitor at the moment. So.
Or, I thought about something else. It is Jay Prentice on 2 warnings. If you can pick up 1 more warning, then it's all good as well.
Yeah.
No, but this is us hoping for people to drop position and pick up penalties. That's not what we want. We want them to have a clean race, but it's just for OCD purposes.
Yeah, Jay Prentice could be one more warning away. You never know. So, at the moment, the gap between Robert and Harold is actually closing. Robert has responded with the fastest second sector, but Harold's 6.6 behind. It's because Robert's pitted for Inters.
Yeah, Robert pitted for Inters and Harold stayed out on wets.
Yeah, Harold wants to probably on a 4 pit so that he can come out ahead of Connell.
I think that's well. There's 16.3. That's a Haas. The swing poo section. But like he's 16.3 seconds in front of Connell. If the rain is not gonna stop, and it keeps on, if it keeps falling like it does now, then I think Harold should be able to hang on to P2.
I think Harold is waiting for the track to go super dry
And go to slicks.
I think he'll lose too much time. Like the car, he's losing massive chunks of time now to Connell. It's
Yeah.
already gone down to 14.7 now. Like, yeah, should have pitted sooner and covered Connell. Connell had to change the wing. Did he even change the wing? Yes, he did. Yeah, Connell had to change the wing as well, so his pit stop was even longer. He had an extra bit of air time to make his stop and come back out ahead, but just hadn't done it. And I think Harold might pay because it's just going to be so slow before the track dries out. If it dries out.
If it dries out. Yeah, this is the point now where I literally don't know what to say. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. If you've got things to mention, let's make it interesting on stream. Do you have some statements? Do you have got something else? Harold into the pits. Now it's getting interesting. 14.9 seconds. Connell will get in front, but is Harold gonna be quicker?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shame for Harold. He should have always got his karting going, or unless that's the glitch. Oh no, it was an issue.
What was going on with Harold?
That was a long pit stop.
He is gonna come out in front of Roland though.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Please, that was a really tricky exit. He comes out in front of Ferrari, so it's all good.
Yeah, that was a massive amount of time lost there.
What happened there?
Release for like 5 seconds, didn't
Yeah.
it? It was a wing change. Yeah, very interesting. But that is 2 stops now for Harold. And that is a P3 with now Roland. If Roland hadn't had that drive through, he would have been arguably he'd have been P2 right now.
He would have been P2, yep. Because Harold had to make an extra pit stop because he pitted for wets. And Connell had to change the front wing.
About 27.5 seconds clear. Robert O'Connell. That is, we've seen it before around Monaco, and we've seen it in Tier 3, that sort of size, but that is demolition right there.
It is. He is dominating this field.
And we still have got over 10, or we got 15, 16 laps left in this race, which round here in the wet is actually still quite a bit of time.
True. Like, you know, like it sounds like a big lead. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Robert, of course, but like he only pitted once for Inters, where Harold pitted twice, and he already had like a 20-second gap to Connell because of the wing damage. So it's not like that he is absolutely dominating it. He's just making no mistakes, keeping it clean.
Yeah.
And that sums up Monaco, to be brutally honest.
absolutely. You've got to just keep out of the fire, work hard in your practice, and when you come to the race, it's second nature. But it's different. It is a different track. You can't fully attack. You can in quali. In the race, you've got to be a little bit in reserve, just because that one mistake you just can't. You'll be bitten for it, and it will ruin the whole strategy of that race. The race strategy. Robert sets another fastest lap, 1:22.340, makes the gap now nearly 31 seconds clear of Con E2. It's been absolutely incredible how he's done it.
He's about to lap Gods and them. Because they're going through the hairpin now, and he is entering the hairpin now. It's like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say Sandevaux. Didn't I say that? I made the wizard happy. Get it. Yeah, Reggae lost touch to Roland again. It is Jay Prentice putting the pressure on Mazza. He's got a Haas behind, that's probably Kmart ghosting, and he's got Joe behind him. That's Joe behind Kmart and Kmart behind Jay Prentice, but it's a battle for P13 and it's a battle for P7, all within a second. Yeah, figure that one out. Which Kmart now in Jay Prentice. That's a sentence I don't want to say ever again. But this is really distracting for Jay Prentice. Kmart shouldn't be doing this. It actually is in our rules, I think. That you're not allowed to do this. But I think Kmart will be penalized by the game as well for ignoring blue flags.
That's it. That's the problem. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. It's a tricky one, obviously, because you are ghosting, so you're not actually in the way, but you create spray, and it is a distraction around here. Really, if you are being lapped, you should just get out of the way.
Yeah, agreed.
But oh well.
And now Joe, yeah, you can't really blame Joe. Like, he stayed behind Jay Prentice as long as Kmart stayed behind Jay Prentice. But he needs to think about his own race as well. And he sees that Kmart is ignoring the blue flags. So he's thinking like, why can't I do it? Which is sort of fair enough. Still not within the rules.
Yeah, that is it. And now look at Harold is caught up massively. He's 3.3 behind Connell now. We've got another Connell v Harold fight on our hands. And Harold is left Roland. Roland's 8.6 seconds behind now.
Yeah, but Harold is closing in like no tomorrow on Connell.
Yeah, so I say, yeah, Connell, the gap is massively being eaten up, and this is showing Harold's true pace. I think Harold, if it was right, could have challenged Robert, but on these inters, he's much quicker and carrying much more confidence in these little not so wet conditions compared to earlier. He's absolutely flying.
He is flying around here, and can he put enough pressure on Connell for him to run into a mistake? We saw Connell with wing damage earlier on in this race, and he kept Harold behind. Harold went for the undercut to put on an extra set of wets, didn't pay out because it got to intermediate conditions. Now it's the second try for Harold to make it work. He already gained 8 tenths. Oh, Joe retired. Oh, he's retired in the pits. Okay. But he will have a second go at Connell. He already gained 8 tenths in only one sector. Is he doing the same pace as Robert? Let's see. Robert on the last lap did a 122.5. No, he didn't. He's 1.3 seconds slower. Oh, never mind. He was 7 tenths slower on the last lap than Robert. So that shows that Harold is pretty much on the same pace. Because Connell is doing a 124.6. That's 8 tenths slower than Harold. And that makes it 1.5 seconds slower than Robert.
Yeah. it's right now. Yeah, because it's got 1.4, 1.3. I think it's one of those. He couldn't overtake the wing damage car of Connell. Connell now has a fully repaired car. I think Connell will just try. He won't have to defend too hard, but keep it sensible. And as long as he doesn't make an error, he's got that P2. Just pace himself with just a little over 10 laps to go. About 12 laps left now. Getting towards the final part of this race, and will the rain stop? At the moment it's still very much pouring down, but will we see dry tyres for the end of the race?
Oh, yellow sector 1 and 2, that was for the Red Bull, but it's all good. Shane in the chat, he is saying that Robert has got the pace because he's Dutch and he's used to the rain. Yeah, good point. Well, Connell should be used to the rain as well, living in Ireland, so...
Absolutely, UK.
Touche.
And UK and Ireland, we know a thing or two about rain.
Well, Lewis, to come back at your statement from a couple of seconds ago, I think it's not gonna dry up.
Yeah, it looks like, well, we are lap 28, we've still got a few more laps to go. But yeah, I think we're not going to see dry tyres unless the game decides to dry the track out uber quickly.
Yeah, if something happens against Mother Nature, then it's going to dry up. Well, I'm really interested to see if Harold can get past Connell. Oh! Connell made a mistake, but Harold can't make use of it.
Yeah.
But this was the first mistake of Connell. Harold needs another one.
Yep, still
pushing Connell
pushing
through
along the hotel.
hairpin. Yeah.
Yeah. These fantastic conditions. You'd want to go to, if you went to Monaco, you'd want to go for a heavy rain, not. You'd want it to be, although the race would be awesome. You go to Monaco, it's blue skies, celebrities are out, boats are hooked up. It's such a neat setting for a
it is, yeah. I've been to Monaco twice actually, and I was like sweating like no tomorrow. When it's hot in Monaco, it's hot. I can tell you that one.
Yeah.
But these are like totally different conditions.
Yeah, well, it's mirroring the winter right now. Today, it's dark and rainy, which represents most of our winter months. Yeah, unfortunately for the OSCD, that has not improved because Jay Brenner still has yet to get a penalty, so we can't say have 7 down penalties. Stygate, 12 seconds behind Reggae sort of second behind Roland. Roland dropping back, he's 12 seconds behind Harold and Connell. And then Connell is a massive 2 seconds behind Robert. Robert's just on another level, and Robert's just set another fast lap, as you do. He's half a lap ahead. In fact, it's almost more than half a lap. It's incredible.
Insane pace by Robert.
And it's lap 30 now, 39.
It's Kitten. He says, okay, mister, I'm so rich, I go to Monaco, look at me, Thomas.
I've been to Monaco twice, you know.
I've got the money to do that. No,
I have a boat in Monaco.
I was like on vacation in France, but it was like a 30-minute drive to Monaco, so we decided to go actually. It's pretty much the reason why.
Fair enough. I would like to go to Monaco, just want to stay up in there, ideally for the race, just to see how many celebrities are in spot, but yeah, for racing, it's not a track, particularly with the cars evolving to what they are at the moment. It's very much a procession racetrack. Why, one of the things I personally, you race here purely for the glamour.
True. Good point. Yeah, you don't really race here for the racing, to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
31, 39 still, and I think Connell's got it sussed here. Harold's not close enough to make a line up in the bus stop or into turn 1. A hairpin. Yeah, it's just not there.
How frustrating must it be for Harold to be stuck behind Connell for pretty much like 20 laps, 25 laps?
Really the pace as well. Yeah, it's such a frustration right now, but just got to try and put as much pressure on Connell. Try, if I was him, use a bit of ERS, get closer, move your car into positions like as if you're going to go down the inside, but don't. Just see what reaction you get. Because that's the only way you're going to, at the moment, Connell's in the groove. It's very rare for him to make a mistake right in this zone. But if you do things that catch him off guard, put that car in different places as if you're going to attack, that is what's going to grab his attention, and then it's going to distract him from actually driving the racing lines correctly. He's trying to get closer right now. He's not using ERS. Very strange.
Let's see, people are forming like cute duos now.
Connell's crashed. Connell hit the wall and it's got wing damage.
Right hand side.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, it's wing damage
That's
once
it.
again. Deja vu.
Yeah, well, this time he's very much going to be a sitting duck. He's going to struggle now to defend with these last few laps. And this should help Roland. Because Roland hasn't been, he's been slow with these guys. He's got Reggae close behind him. But at the moment, Roland's doing a great position.
Yeah, Roland is not catching though. He's still losing time with the wing damage from Connell. So I don't think Roland is gonna be challenging for the podium, but Harold is close enough to go for a move.
Lining him up for the hairpin. No. Yeah, it's such a tricky track to overtake on. This is just going to highlight it here. Through the tunnel. And Robert is going to have a 49.1, he's got a 50-second lead by the time he crosses that finish line. In fact, he probably already has crossed that finish line. He's that far ahead. Unreal. Here we go then. Lap 34. Sorry, lap 33, 39. And yeah, I just can't. I think Connell's going to do it here. Meanwhile, Roland is desperately holding back Reggae, and Reggae, fortunately for Roland, there's a big gap between Reggae and Cygate, 14 seconds. So really, just battling for a hot spot here of who's going to get just pipped off the podium here.
And they will be praying to something that happens between Connell and Harold, because otherwise it will be a P4 at maximum. Yeah, the helicopter view, by the way, you'll have to see it. Now back to the cameras on track. Tricky exit from Connell. Harold can't make use of it. I know how frustrating this is, and although quickly want to mention, although it's getting really close between Connell and Harold, is the rain getting heavier again, or is that just me? I know I'm watching on board with Harold, so it's worse with the spray as well. Let's just go on board with Connell. In my opinion, it looks worse.
I think it's true, and I don't think it is. The spray isn't as bad. Because you see on the road as well, it's not standing water about. But yeah, looking at this, I'd say earlier on was worse. It's not by much, but it's still a try to be on. It's definitely a bit drier right now.
Oh, look at this, Robert. Oh, Robert. Well, yeah, Robert as well. But Roland has lost Reggae. Oh my days, I'm sleeping. It's Robert now into turn 1. It's Reggae actually behind him. What am I doing? Come on, Thomas, get your head in the game again.
It's late night. It's late night.
Yeah, it's already Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
It's Tuesday, mate. I'm still in the previous day, mate. I'm back in time.
Yeah.
I'm reporting from the past. He's got close again, Harold, but just doesn't want to risk it.
Chocolate biscuit. Well, to be brutally honest, like he's having a great season. I wouldn't throw it away as well. If I was Harold, I would, like, of course I would have been upset by taking a P3 in this race, but it's not too bad. Like, it's frustrating because you know that you easily could have got P2 if not P1. But still, 15 points to the back, on to next week, I would say.
Absolutely. Lap times are still massively slower. And Connell's hit the wall. That's the other side of the wing now.
No, he can't be staying in P2.
He's going to be understeering. Oh, we got a retirement. In the pits,
if this is going to be in the pits, if this would have caused a safety car, then oh my days.
Oh, I don't actually know. I don't think it was.
Yeah, it was. He's gone now at least. Yeah. But cool.
Yeah.
How is he keeping it on track?
He's got to have no front end.
Now on extra Harold. Come on. It's not that I want Connell to drop positions, by the way. It's just rooting for Harold. I know how frustrating it is to be stuck behind a person for almost the whole race, especially around here. Now with the big wing damage of Connell, this is the moment to get past. He's pushing Connell through the Nova chicane. Tabak is gonna be an absolute nightmare. Oh, he's keeping on. To be fair to Connell, he's doing a brilliant job with that wing damage. He's doing a really good job.
Yeah, he is doing an incredible job. He's just got 4 more laps left to go. So hold on as we got yellow in sector 2. That's cleared already. It's just, the thing is, you always get on the power before your opponent in your head. Being on that power a little bit early just gives you that concertina effect. It briefly allows you to pull away, and because you behind always have to wait for the guy ahead to get on the throttle. But here we go, nearly got an undercut here. Oh, he taps the back of Connell. Now does Connell defend? He doesn't. Oh, I think he could have gone for a move there. Has to be careful he doesn't pick up wing damage himself. Yeah, good. Here we go then. He's got some good speed here. Oh, in a little moment. He's going for it down the inside. They might touch.
Yeah, but he made a move stick.
Oh! Yeah, just about. And that is Harold into P2. Now Connell has to not let himself get flustered. He's just got 3 laps. A massive gap now. Just get it home. Just bring it home in P3.
How quickly is Roland catching?
Not really that quickly. I don't know if Roland's got damage himself.
He's being pushed by Reggae.
Yeah, the gap is coming down, but it's still, he's not going to be able to catch him up. It's 14 seconds.
Yeah, true. And look at this, by the way. Robert is at the back of these guys. These guys are not gonna have, because they are about to start lap 37, and Robert now started lap 38. He's put in a fast lap as well. These scenes are insane, and Roland is not gonna even drive 39 laps.
Yeah. That
It's
is it. It's
insane.
crazy pace by Robert, showing his skill. You know, if you can dominate in the wet at Monaco, that normally shows you that you are, in ability, the best driver in your tier. You might not win the championship, but to be able to just adapt, you know, a lot of people wouldn't have practiced today in these conditions, in this tier. Just turn up and do good. Credit to Roland, getting all kinds of shakiness down in the tunnel. I don't know if Robert's got 3 seconds.
He almost drove a perfect race. But there it is, by overtaking Roland, he picks up 3 seconds. So now it's gonna be 1 minute and 2 second gap to Harold. That's a shame.
Oh, he's thrown it away. He's thrown this race win away. I'll tell
Can't
you.
be having that. Can't be having that.
That 3 seconds is going to be crucial as he starts the final lap this time round. 1 more to go, baby. The lap times have been a good 10 seconds, maybe a little bit less slower than what you'd see in the dry. And it didn't dry up in the end. It has stayed light rain, which has been an absolute joy.
Let's see. What else can we mention? There's a battle going on between Sagan and Jay Prentice. Is it gonna get interesting? Beef? We have to keep an eye out for the Williams though. Through the tunnel he goes. Jay Prentice going for a move. Oh, he's braking really late. Can't do it into the hairpin.
He's going to have... Well, that's it. There's one chance in it, because obviously this is... What if he realises this is obviously the final lap for him.
Yeah, going into the Nova chicane. But we need to keep an eye out for Robert as well. This is the terrible timing. He's not going to do it coming out of this tunnel. So here we go. What a brilliant and dominant performance from Robert here around Monaco. What a race he's driven. And he takes P1 here in Monaco.
And the OCD is complete. Jay Prentice has got penalty.
Oh my days, yes.
Penalties.
Is he gonna go for a move on Saige though? He's been pushing for the whole lap. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. That will be frustrating. Saige, after the big collision with Dylan, actually takes P6. Really well driven by Saige. Jay Prentice P7, Mazza P8. J-Law, really well done. First race for him in the Racing Point. Scoring some points, he will be happy with that one. Then in P10 is doing a really good job as well. He's got no pressure. He will be finishing in 10th place anyway, even if he retires.
And Harold's passing him P2. That's how far away P2 is.
Harold is, yeah, going through the last corner now. That's insane.
The last guys to finish off.
Now Connell is the last one to come across the line.
Now he could crash and he'll still finish third, won't he? We're not going to risk that. Was the driver of the day? Congratulations from the game, but what would you... I think there's only one driver of the day.
There's only one driver.
And it's Robert, aka Robert. What a drive. What a drive. I saw it with Sergey a couple of seasons ago in Tier 3 at Monaco. But yeah, this has been arguably even... I thought I wouldn't see it again, but I have. And, lapping all the way up to P4, that is incredible feat.
It's, yeah, insane.
I mean, he's second
insane
quicker than
pace.
Harold.
Yeah.
He was another level.
He really was. He really was.
So, yeah, Robert P1, Harold P2, Connell 3, Roden 4th, Reggae 5th, Sygate 6th, J Printer 7th, Muzza 8th, J-Law 9th, Dan 10th, Steve 11th, just missing out in the end of all the issues he had. P11 for him, K-Mark 12th, Kelster 13th, and any other DNFs of Gods, Joel, Mars, Baker, Dylan, Charlie, and Golden.
Interesting that you've done it now. Not used to it.
I was like, I didn't know if you were doing something else. I thought, oh, I can see the timer was running out. I was like, oh.
Really good show, mate. Really good show. So let's actually get the drivers in for the podium interview. We go to Harold, Connell, and and then with the comment, he says it was the hardest race I've actually done in my life. I feel ill. I was concentrating so much. Well, that pretty much says enough about this race, doesn't it? Oh, save my part. Let's actually get the Williams on screen. Waiting for everyone to join the commentary box. There is Connell. Waiting for Harold if he's gonna join. I don't know. I think he joined last week. Well, let's start off with Connell. First of all, make sure your audio isn't allowed to be shared.
Hello.
Yeah, it's all good, Connell. Starting off with you. Yeah, pole position around Monaco. You would say best position to be on. Unfortunately, you picked up wing damage pretty early on after the safety car restart. How frustrated was it for you to run with that with that damage and a brilliant Robert and a really fast Harold behind you?
Yeah, I was very surprised to get pole with the the wet setup. I did a few laps of time trial before the race just to get warmed up and all that, but yeah, it was my first time leading a safety car restart, so I did have a little bit of a nosebleed with the throttle, trying to go as quick as I could, and I just literally, I was in 5th gear and I lost the car and hit the wall, but I obviously kept it in first for a while, but obviously, as you saw, RCBB absolutely crazy, lapping everyone bar me, and Harold's absolutely mental. So I wasn't going to win the race anyway, regardless of no damage or damage. So I'm happy to have pole position, my second pole in COS, and have another podium. So yeah, pretty crazy race to say the least.
Yeah, you unfortunately picked up damage as well after your pit stop. Was that because of the pressure from Harold, or was it just a mistake from your part which caused the damage?
I suppose a bit of both. Obviously Harold raced at him in a few races. I know how quick he is, outside of COS. So I was kind of expecting him to be on my ass pretty much, but a little bit of pressure, but just a bit of a mistake for myself. The no traction still a little bit of a weird thing for me in the wet, but overall, I suppose I can stand here with getting damaged twice and still get a podium, so I suppose not too upset about it, So yeah, I'm very happy anyway, but I suppose little mistakes that need to be improved on and can definitely be practiced,
Fair enough. But still a really good result, mate. P3 at the end around Monaco. Not an easy thing to do. Enjoy it, and hopefully I see you back next week.
Thank you very much.
Going on to our race winner. Yeah, I'm flabbergasted. I really don't know what to say. What a brilliant performance you drove today. P2 in qualifying. Um, got past Connell after he picked up damage, and since then we never saw you back. It was just insane. How hard is it to like keep the concentration during a race like that, where you can't make a mistake because you will end up in the wall?
Well, Monaco itself is already hard enough, I'd say, to keep it out of the wall. And in the wet, I actually practiced a wet race during the weekend, just in case, and I guess that showed. And I have to say that Connell, I have never been so frustrated in a race in the first few laps, because when you had damage, I don't know, I couldn't just get my pace out, and I was just pushing you around the track. And coming out of the tunnel, I don't know if you had the same problem, but you couldn't go full throttle. So there was just no way you could overtake into like the chicane there, and there was just no I couldn't see anything because of the spray. And then I just had to put it in the middle middle sector. It was. I just had to put it somewhere, and I guess it worked. But I have to say that because you put it on pole, that made it really hard for me, and I think also for Harold, because I saw the pace Harold had because he was keeping up with both of us at the start. And I think if he had got past as quick as I did, I think it would have been a totally different race, and he could have maybe challenged me because he didn't have damage as you did.
Yeah, I can. I was saying it to myself that this guy is probably going to shoot me. I think he's I know how quick you are, you know. So I was kind of like, I'll just try hold him up as much as I can, and you know. But yeah, crazy man. I was sweating to say the least.
Yeah. I have to say I wasn't expecting to lap like half the field. Like that was just. I don't know if everyone was just struggling that much more, but I guess they were. But
yeah, we've got a message in. We've got a message from Jacek which says that you can be cocky because you won by a minute. You don't have to be so humble, Rob. He says.
Yeah, well, I'm not the guy to be very cocky. You know that.
I know.
Yeah, I can only say that I have never, and I don't think I ever will, race a race like this and win by a minute and lap my own teammate in the last few laps.
True.
I don't think I ever will again.
I haven't experienced it yet, and I definitely won't. But yeah, enjoy it, mate. Just a brilliant performance. I don't know what to ask. You can't really ask anything more apart from the fact that I just have to appreciate the fact what you did on track today. Really well driven, really dominant performance. Congratulations to you and to Connor for finishing on the podium. Really well done, lads.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much.
And with that, it rounds off the stream for today. Congratulations once again on the podium runners, Harold, as well. Thank you all for tuning in once again. It has been a pretty spectacular race. A little bit boring through the middle, but still some battles nonetheless. And thank you, Lewis, once again for joining the commentary box with me. Lewis died. You love to see it.
Love the voice crack.
Yeah, love the voice crack as well. It's all going downhill from here, lads. So if you don't want to miss anything from Constance Speed, make sure you follow us on social media. We will be notifying you guys when we are live, when the streams will be live streamed. Other than that, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the EU2 and AM2 race, on Wednesday for AM1 and AU1, on the Thursday for AU4, and on Friday and Saturday for the Endurance Tiers 1 and 2. They will be driving around. Now I have to say it correctly. Oh my days. Thomas, get your knowledge right. They will be driving around. Hurry up. Singapore, no, Austria. Never mind. Great, get in, Thomas. They will be driving around Austria, so make sure you tune in for that one. Other than that, it rounds off the stream for today. As always, say, stay safe and goodbye.